Great. Thanks everyone for sticking around to watch our presentation. We're live, so we appreciate it. We are Team Edison Motors, and today we're presenting our truck configuration and production management system. So we're just going to get into a bit of an agenda to start things off. So we're going to do our client introduction. Bilal's going to get into the problem. We're going to get into the research methods done by Tamara. Solutions, which is also done by Bilal. We're going to get into a demo done by Sam and Tommy. And we're going to do a going forward slide done by Vikapia. Okay, so what is Edison Motors? So Edison Motors is a privately owned Canadian clean technology company that manufactures electric and diesel-electric hybrid semi-trucks. Edison Motors was founded by two humble truckers out in British Columbia, Chase Barber and Eric Little. They actually owned a traditional trucking company, but they decided to transition into a company that focuses more on electric trucks. And these electric trucks are mostly for like heavy-duty industries, so think like loggers, like construction, that kind of thing. That's the niche that they found themselves developing in. And that's opposed to other companies like Tesla, their competitors really, who are more interested in developing electric truck solutions for transport. It's also worth mentioning that Edison Motors has quite a following on social media. They have, I think, hundreds of thousands of social media followers across all platforms. So that's done really wonders in getting their name out there as a reputable clean tech startup.
Right, so the problem, when we spoke with Edison Motors early on, they really gave us quite a few problems, and they told us, you have the power to come up with a solution on your own. So they didn't really give us requirements, but they gave us issues that they were having. And the main underlying issue that they had was inefficiencies in their day-to-day processes. So unorganized way to keep track of information was pretty much the main thing. And this was as a result of using paper for things like receipts and inventory management and things of that nature for their day-to-day processes. So you can imagine all this stuff gets lost in here and there, and then employees working on their prototypes and whatnot are looking for important information. It's hard to find. You're bothering management. It gets really time consuming for a company that is working on such a great scale project that needs to be efficient. And also, this is very important to consider. They are looking to go commercial within 1 to 2 years. So this poses a major issue because not only does it could result in financial losses for them, it could also cause the price of their truck to go up for no good reason other than inefficiencies, and that could deter potential buyers. And also, as we discussed with them throughout the previous semester, another issue kind of came up was that they don't really have a sales funnel. As Isaac mentioned, they're on social media, and that's really their only sales funnels and by word of mouth. So we decided to offer them to build them a website as well to bring in buyers with a truck configurator where they can configure their truck depending on specifications, kind of like some other companies in the space. And so, yeah, we'll go ahead and talk about research.
So we began with stakeholder identification process, engaging with the Edison Motors team. We gained insights into their daily challenges and expectations from the new system through structured interviews and interactive workshops. Throughout the development of the website, we regularly met with our client almost weekly, and this allowed us to tailor the website closely to their needs and expectations, ensuring that each update reflected their input and improved overall functionality and design of the site. These collaborative sessions also helped in building strong partnership with Edison Motors. And we conducted extensive research on industry standards and analyzed existing platforms for leading companies like Tesla, Porsche, and Lucid Motors. This research helped us leverage insights from other companies' R&D efforts, guiding us in developing a contemporary and sophisticated aesthetic for Edison Motors' website. Our approach enabled us to craft a visually appealing design which embodies functionality and modern elegance, setting a new standard for the Edison Motors online presence.
So coming back to our solution, you've heard about our research methods, and so let's tell you about the solution we came up with. We have developed a web application that essentially just has brings all the information together in a centralized data management. Um, so basically there's uh, it allows the employees to store information and take information from the website regarding certain bills. So let's say, for example, they have a bill come in, they can see that information, and you will see that in the demo as well. And what this does is it takes away paper. Obviously, paper makes everything a lot tougher and harder to organize. And even when you're looking for paper, it's difficult when it becomes digitized. You can easily type something up if you're looking for a specific bill or a specific piece of information. In their case, like a certain part or like receipts and things like that, they can easily access that. And we also, as mentioned, the problems kind of developed over time, and we also identified that they need some system to cater towards commercialization. So basically opening up a whole production line. So you need to manage employees and sales teams and things of like that with orders coming in. So we also expanded it to solve those issues as well.
And yeah, just to paint like a very clear picture, their pre-production truck, which took just over half a year to complete, it took over 100,000 man-hours, which is impossible in production. It would be way too expensive. And they often had parts that they ordered, but they couldn't find the record of it, and so they'd have to order it again. And so these are kind of the practical problems they faced. Yeah, so on to our demo.
Okay, so we'll start off with the sales funnel that we developed for them. This is, as you can see, this is a website. We try to go for an aesthetic design, something that really captures the attention of buyers. And so this is a 3D model right away. You can see the 3D model. So if you're a buyer and you come here and you're like, okay, cool, really nice 3D model render. And then as you scroll down, we've got different trucks that they are developing. One is a 500 series and a 750 series and a 250 series, but our main focus was on the 500 and the 750. So you've just got some nice photos, and let's say you want to learn more, say about the 750 series. So you can click learn more there, and it'll take you to the page about the 750. All these images currently are just 3D renders, because that was the assets we have received from them so far. And you've got some simple stats about the trucks that would be important for the buyer to know. And then we here, like as you scroll down, you can see that there's multiple configurations for the truck, so it can be used for different use cases. And that is that there. And if you scroll down, just some more information about the trucks themselves, and then also the work Edison Motors has been doing, and that they want to let their customers know what separates them from the competition and other companies in the space. And we've also opted to include a YouTube video so that they can also kind of have a more personal connection with people who use this website, because we can play the video a little bit too, right? So you can see there's a Chase right there, right? That's Chase.
Yeah, how it works.
So,
Show you how.
but yeah, you guys can check the YouTube channel out. And yeah, so that's our website. So let's say, for example, you decide that you want to buy the truck. You can come here and click the build yours button, and it'll take you configurator, which Yassine will go ahead and explain to you.
All right, hi guys. As you can tell from my eyes, I'm sick, so I'm just gonna keep it short for you. So yeah, so let's say I want to buy a truck. I'll just see the truck 3D looking, and you have on the right hand the options that you can choose from. Um, you could have like light suspension, powered frame rail and stuff like that. Our original plan was to include pictures and like assets for each part, but we didn't get the assets for these stuff for these options. It will like the customers would have a better idea if they could see stuff like as a assets as a pictures. But yeah, Edison they're still working on that. So once we get them from
They're
from
very
them,
busy, so
exactly. So we can continue working on this. So as per the customer or our client request, the customer, the guy that would like to buy the truck, they will need to select every option. If not so, they'll get a heads up to select every option So just bear with me a second so I can select everything. All right. Dude, I'm not a Mac user. Can you just select that for me? Okay, one sec.
So as you can imagine, as everything's being clicked, you would be able to see in the future different
Yeah.
options we put on the truck and the 3D render.
It'll be demonstrated as it will be dynamic more, yeah. So there's a often
On
missing,
the
dude.
top, on the top, all the way to the top. Lights,
Okay, nice.
suspension.
You have good
check.
eyes. Okay, so once the review order is clicked, you will have like kind of a receipt with the truck and the review order, whatever you've picked. So if you would like to like edit the order, you just go back and make the edits. Otherwise, I'm okay with my picks. So just gonna click on place order, and you will have like a small confirmation, and it will redirect you to the homepage, and the customer will receive an email, and that order or that bill will be sent also to the employee side. That'll be explained by Sam.
Okay, so onto the not more important part, but the important part.
The front part.
So yeah, the fun part. So gonna make an account here if the Wi-Fi can. Gonna retype this so I don't have to be like, what password did I use? Okay. Unless you host your website, resend will only send emails to one email. So just gonna do this quickly.
And I think just important to note is we added this friction to the website because this was a request from the client. They don't want people wasting their time configuring their truck. Oh, that's cool. Let me see like how much it's gonna cost or whatever. So they requested that we added a degree of friction so that people don't waste their time.
Yeah, and use effects run twice when React's in development mode. That's why it verified the email, deleted the verification token, and then it said that it's invalid. Okay, onto the home screen. For briefly, before we kind of get back into the main workflow, I just want to switch this to admin. Typically, users won't be able to do this, but I had to include it here. So I can save you guys from me having to go into the database and make this account an admin. But yeah, you won't just be able to make yourself an admin in the future. Okay, we go to the sales page now. Yeah, so this was,
The truck that I've built.
yeah, this is the L500. So here we can find the build that was submitted by our prospective buyer here. And so the salespeople, essentially what Edison wanted out of this page is to be able to modify the parts. For a startup, they don't have these kind of super robust supply chains. And so some parts are on back order for years at a time. Some parts are just no longer compatible as the engineering moves forward on the trucks. And so they wanted to be able to have the user submit their build, but then also be able to modify it themselves. Of course, while being able to contact the buyer here, we can maybe make this more robust and have a thicker frame rail. We press submit, you can see a summary of the changes you've made and you can confirm them, and you'll get a radio in this corner or a poster in this corner of the screen. Once that's done and the employees have verified that the person has paid their deposit, they're able to progress this build forward into an active build that they can start putting together. Okay, once that's done, it'll show up on this dashboard. There it is. And then once it's here, essentially Edison Motors wanted a list of all the parts for their technicians. Currently, it's just placeholder data as they're getting their suppliers sorted out, and so they're not able to give us anything concrete. But this would include a render of the part item, some information on this side, some maybe associated fastening equipment and that kind of thing that they would use in production. But once this is complete, they can kind of update the status of each component as they kind of assemble the truck. We're able to do this multiple times. And then another feature they wanted is to be able to digitize how they process their inspection sheets. Inspection sheets in automotive manufacturing are very important. They need it for legal reasons, and so they need a secure way of associating each build with its own inspection sheets. And so for that, this just links them to our AWS storage. They're able to upload their inspection sheets. A little bit slow because of the Wi-Fi, but you can upload more and close this, and this is available for them to access later when the build gets archived. This is the main workflow in this build, and I think we have some added features for increased productivity. Hello?
Yeah, so we were kind of not sure what to put on the homepage quite when we were trying to figure this out, and we decided, since the whole theme and the issue that they brought to us was organization and just overall saving time, we decided that a time management system would be beneficial and help in that for that. So this is just on a weekly basis for now. This is what we built so far. So for example, let's say you want to add something, so mount frame rail or something to a specific build, and then let's say they want it done at 3 p.m. or something, and they just have some whatever they want here. You've got description, and then that will, you've got a notification that says task added, and now you've got that there on a Monday. Let's say they've got something for Wednesday, so just really quickly, and then they decide, okay, you know what? No, we need it expedited. We want it on Tuesday instead. You switch it to Tuesday, and now it'll come up on Tuesday instead. You know, you can edit it, go back. Okay, Monday, maybe the part didn't come in, it's delayed, whatever it is. Go to move it, push it to Thursday, maybe Thursday 4 p.m. instead. And you can click done. Then it'll say task edited there in the corner as well. And then
And
it
yeah,
should have done that. I don't
within
know.
the scope of the Capstone project and building this MVP, it's kind of hard to flush out these features fully.
There
But
you
in the future, they want this feature integrated with the build, since so they want some keyboard shortcuts. They want to be able to press at and then tag a build to this task manager. That way they can track issues, and they can be more integrated into their workflow. Aside from that, we have this page here, which is also incomplete. Again, the scope of the project, we can really do everything. This is just for the admin. Essentially, this gives you a list of the entire user base, and it basically just replicates the settings you saw on the settings page for the individual. But I think that's pretty much the demo. Want to say anything? Yeah. So if we go back to our presentation. Okay.
So if I talk about what did we learn, then I don't think I can cover in like 4 options, but I hopefully will try my best to cover all the portions. So first of all, we have project management. The key to every successful task is a project management. Um, and for that, to apply that same principle to our project, we divided it into small tasks using different agile methodologies like Zira. And each team member was assigned tasks based on their individual skills. Moving ahead, then we have the client collaboration. For the client collaboration, this project did treat us like how exactly the things worked with real clients in real lifetime in the tech industry. Mm. Our client, Edison Motors, we started working with him for 8 months ago, and we been progressing with him since then. We try to give him all the information about the progress and all the stuff. Then we have the UX design. To make our website user friendly, we delved into a better UX design. We adopted many technologies and other stuff so that it can be a very better experience. Then we have the teamwork. Um, for the teamwork, I don't think so. Like we all have worked with different teams in all the other semesters and different projects. All the stuffs were same there, but this time the stakes were bigger. We had a real lifetime client and we have to make a real life change in the market. So for this we have to do things my bad. So we have to do the things different than other times, and we tried our best to do that at our best. We learned so much as a team. We solved the problems. We got into fights and different stuffs, but at the last we did learn a lot. I will pass him to my.
And going forward, we are planning to flush out the features and the UX design. We're also planning to add a messaging system, as Sam said. It's still under development, and we plan to have similar to Discord. So, and they can Edison can send a one-time use link for their customer if they need to conference the customer, so they don't have to use Zoom or something like that. Also plan to add a financial tracking feature into the HR management. And we are planning to add issue tracking, so Jira board, Jira-like, for each specific build. Yeah. And so, any questions? Yeah, so, anyone have any questions? Yeah, please.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm so impressed.
Thank you.
And honestly, I was shocked when I found out you were working at Edison Motors because like I'm a fan of theirs. And it's like, it's so impressive that you were able to even get them on the phone immediately. I don't know. I was curious, when you were creating the management system for like ordering parts, I understand that your capabilities are a little bit limited because you don't actually have a distributor associated with it yet, so you can't actually track stuff. I'm curious what kind of research you did, or if any of you have worked as a technician or anything like that. Like, have you worked with systems that are like this before any of you?
Yeah, so I used to work in a auto body shop a few summers,
Yeah.
a few years ago, and they use a kind of like a system like this, but again, they have the connections with the insurance companies, the suppliers, the auto manufacturers. And so they have a system where all of that data is fed in and they can track the parts. They can see kind of like builds, fixes in a similar way. And so that's what we've used to like inspire this.
It shows that you know, like I noticed right away that it was not just an IT project, that you clearly know how that stuff works. What's annoying about them, I'm very impressed. I'm very, very impressed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope the judges are also very impressed.
Talking about the default options, you were also talking around that time about friction points. We were talking about.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that not in the best way. So it's for the sales funnel. So when people to submit a build, you have to log in, right? So to
Yeah, so you're supposed to log in, but I think I was testing it earlier and there was a live session on my browser, and so it didn't prompt us with the login screen. But we want anyone to be able to configure a truck, but if you're going to submit one, you have to make an account, you have to verify your email,
you can
and then
deposit.
submit one. And then on the flip side, there's also deposit payment before they actually start building it. And again, this is just requirements from our client. They want to add friction so they're not having people waste their time. Yeah.
So, default options and so you don't have to.
Yeah, we have considered that, but again, we're just testing this
So
the last minute. Yeah, so the client kind of said something similar where they want default builds of all their trucks. And so the options would be pre-picked for you, and then you could modify whatever you want to modify, or just submit the standard build if you want. But yeah, I guess we didn't get that for the demo, but yeah.
I can see you have test data in there.
Yeah.
So the client information.
Yeah.
Okay, Yeah, I was curious if that was going to be, because I've used the configurators before, and usually they give you a default.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Awesome, that's right.
So is there any other questions?
No. Open.
Oh, yeah.
Project, yeah. Feel like you have a good idea of like what your client. Kind of the model space, but I'm just wondering for like the configurator and stuff. You guys said you're getting like a lot of 3D models. Is that like, are you guys making those or are they making them?
They're sending it to us, yeah, it's from the, yeah. We had a lot of different ideas of how we could go about the configurator, like, but some of them would be too much, like stress on for web application, like very heavy programs, so we opted to just go with images instead, otherwise having like actual 3D assets on the website would make it very slow and hard to use, so, yeah.
Also, 3JS is not that fun, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be a feature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.